And here on a very cold and autumn-like evening, it's 6 o'clock local time, and the players have just come out and they're in the middle of their knockout. And in your picture is Steffi Graff, this remarkable young girl of 18, the world number one, seeded number one, comes from Brühl in West Germany, and she's lost only one set in the championship so far, and that was in yesterday's semi-final to Lori McNeil of the United States, the girl who was seeded number 11. A magnificent athlete, beautiful mover, and although basically a baseline player, you see there the improvement in her volleying. But I have a feeling that Martina will be rushing this young lady for all she's worth, like she did in the semi-final when Martina played so well. But it's a very cold, grey evening. They've got the lights on, of course. The lights have been on for a couple of hours now. And Steffi, she's on a tremendous winning streak this year, having won 60 matches and lost only one, and that was the Wimbledon final to Martina Navratilova last July, 7-5, 6-3. She's won 8 tournaments this year. This is her 4th United States Open, twice a semi-finalist, beaten each time by Martina in 1985, 6-2, 6-3, and last year she was beaten, as you've heard, 10-8 tiebreak in the sensational match when she was 17 years of age. Martina here just practicing the service. She's playing her 15th consecutive US Open, one in 1983, 4 and 86. So she's defending the title. Since winning Wimbledon in July for the 8th time, has only played one tournament, losing in the Los Angeles semi-final to Chris Evert, 6-2, 6-1. And she then hadn't really recovered, not fully anyway, from sprained right ankle when she was playing basketball some 3 weeks prior to that. But she's come through without dropping a set, and she really has been playing very confidently indeed. The last 3 rounds, she, like her opponent, beat seeded players. Martina beat Katarina Lundqvist, who was seeded 14, beat a 6-love, 6-4. Then she beat Gabriela Sabatini from the Argentine, who was seeded number 8, 7-5, 6-3. And then Helena Sukova in the semi-final, 6-2, 6-2.
Won the toss.
Her opponent,
chose to serve.
Her last 3 victories against Sylvia Hanicke in the 4th round, the last 16 that was, 7-5, 6-2. And then in the magic round of the last 8, in quarterfinals, she beat Pam Shriver, seeded 5, 6-4, 6-3. And then a tremendous match yesterday. She beat Lori McNeil, seeded 11, who was in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon last year. She beat a 6-4 in the semi-final, an hour and 39 minutes. And so you hear the umpire calling, Tom Cook from Florida. Quick word from Ann Jones, who twice was in the final of this famous championship.
Well, having heard what Paul said, I tend to rather agree with him that Martina has the slight edge. She certainly looked very, very sharp here yesterday. She realizes that she's now lost her number 1 spot on the computer ranking, so she is very busy, having won Wimbledon, to try to win here as well, because then in her mind, I think that she will feel that she's still the world's number 1. Steffi, on the other hand, took the world's number 1 ranking away from Martina in Los Angeles, and is now therefore seeded number 1 in these championships. The umpire trying to settle the crowd down. Very noisy here, as always at Flushing Meadows.
Ready, play. Love 50. 15 all.
Great forehand. We saw there this young lady's favourite stroke and her best stroke, forehand drive, lovely cross-court winner there. Start
40-15.
Martina very quick to get onto a bad length second serve, but otherwise the young girl from West Germany serving rather well in this opening game.
Advantage drop.
So good opening game for the server, Steffi Graff there. First three serves were really well timed, and then came the unexpected double fault. But a good game to win in, I think, to 30. Advantage game, of course.
Yes, I think we saw the pattern of things to come with Martina taking the second serve early and trying to pepper Steffi's backhand. But it's early stages for a real pattern to emerge. I think the thing that hits me most at this particular moment is the very long day that the girls have had and we've had out here at Flushing Meadow. It started at 10 o'clock this morning. The men's singles was brought forward because the rain was forecast to come in here around 4 o'clock. The girls were already in the final and the men had the two semi-finals to play, so instead of the projected men's singles, ladies singles final, men's singles, we had two men's singles first, and plus a rain delay which was conveniently timed between the two men's singles semi-finals. We arrive at the ladies singles final under lights for a major title such as this.
Seats please, ladies and gentlemen.
So Martina, she'll be 31 in October.
Seats please, in the end, thank you.
About to serve, and throughout this championship she really has been
Navratilova to serve.
Serving really very well.
In the end, please. Thank you.
So love won first set.
Love 15. Love 30.
Well, you don't often see that against Martina. A backhand return pass, a blocked reply, not trying the top drive.
15-30.
Just the slight net court ball from the returner of the service, unsettling Martina's half volley. So 2 break points.
Oh. 30-40.
So a surprise that.
5, please.
Martina dropping her serve there to 30.
5, thank you.
2-love, first set.
Love 15. Love 30.
Oh, a nice smash that from the wrong side of her head, as it were.
Love 40.
So 3 break points after that rather poor approach shot on the forehand.
Navratilova, drop lead 2-1.
Rather a typical reply by Martina Navratilova that. And Love breaks back. And there, surprisingly, we saw a few unforced errors from the young German.
I think, Dan, from our commentary position up here, we're so high up that we tend to forget how much tension is attached to a Grand Slam final. And I think there were plenty of sign of nerves from Steffi Graff in that game. She played so well to break, and then she was a little indecisive in that game, as indeed she was yesterday against Laurie McNeil. She worked very, very hard and played some beautiful tennis, but if anything, she missed the easy shots in that match rather than the more difficult ones.
Yes, I quite agree. But I thought yesterday, although she pulled the match out, she really was very, very severely pressed, but very good experience for her right on the very eve of playing Martina, having to play so hard against a girl who volleyed her all the time.
Yes, but Dan, one has to remember that she has rather a heavy cold, Steffi, and I think that although it was, as you say, very, very good practice and training, it is draining for her if she's extended in long rallies.
Well, part of the crowd here at Flushing Meadow, some 19,000 when it's 4. But a very cold evening for them, and many of them appear to have left after the previous match, so I should think get a warm drink.
5, thank you.
So Martina to serve, 1-2 first set.
15 love. Love. Oh. 40 love.
It's the first time that Steffi has tried a topped backhand cross court there. She really has been playing all this tournament much more the slice backhand, much safer shot, but she's developing the topped backhand.
(40-15).
And that was forced, that double fault by Martina, as her opponent ran across to cover her backhand, getting ready for her big forehand, threatening the second serve, and it produced the double fault. No left.
Navratilova, 2-all.
After 4 games in this opening set of the final, one expects to see the players getting better control off the ground, I think.
15 love.
Quite a bit of wind down there in the court.
30 love.
That seems to be a surprise to everybody.
Steffi Graff. 3-2.
That, I think, Dan, was a much more positive game by Steffi. She's hitting the ball far more firmly, getting her first serve in, and that will give her a lot more confidence. Confidence is the name of the game, and I think since Wimbledon, Steffi played for her country in the Federation Cup and won the event for the first time. And that, plus gaining the #1 spot on the computer at Los Angeles, has really given her a tremendous amount of confidence. Since then, she had problems with a tooth, and she had to withdraw from the next tournament the following week in Marwa. But she's certainly playing very, very well here. Martina, of course, a little bit at a disadvantage, possibly under the lights with her glasses. Neither player likes to play under lights, but Martina probably gets a little more reflection off them.
Hold the gates, please, ushers.
She certainly has not middled one or two of the forehands, but that could be just the process of settling down.
Seats in the end, please. Thank you. Quiet, please.
So Miss Navratilova to serve. 2-3, first set.
Love 15.
Quite a bit of wind in that court now.
All.
That was the trouble with Steffi in the semi-final. She was attacked very strongly on the backhand, and one assumes that Martina will do that every time that there's a possibility of that coup coming off.
40-15. Quiet, thank you.
3 games all.
Low 15. Please, ladies and gentlemen, no flash photography during play. Thank you. All.
Very quick to run round her backhand to play that rather nice forehand pass. Here's the approach, the slice not quite deep enough, and the German girl gets around it very comfortably.
All.
3 games all, 30 all, first set. And there comes the trophy being prepared. A long time before that's presented, I think. So it's break point. Oh.
Deuce.
Well, everything was wrong with that forehand that could be. Overcrowding the ball, over-rushing, complete loss of control, and on break point too. Oh, that's a marvelous winner. Well, Steffi Graff's great shot, this. Runs around the backhand, and that is a magnificent stroke out to the backhand line. Advantage server.
Deuce. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Advantage Graff.
Well, Martina suffering here because she didn't really get her approach deep enough. Managed to get her racket to the forehand volley, but very quickly passed. Advantage server again.
Deuce.
And 3 deuces in this game. Well then.
Advantage Graff.
We're seeing more evidence of the improvement in the German girls' volleying game. Not only the volleying stroke, but the net sense is much better than it was. So Steffi Graff playing rather well there in the end, saving the break point to lead 4-3.
But she does seem to be suffering us a little bit, doesn't she, with that overexertion loosens the phlegm. However, she's playing superb tennis at the moment, covering the court beautifully. She, as you say, has grown up suddenly. Her tactical sense is very good, and her anticipation in that last rally but one was excellent. She seems almost to know where Martina is going to place the ball before Martina thinks of it herself. Martina, on the other hand, one or two of those volleys, those short ones, would have been winners on grass, wouldn't they, Dan? But here the bound is much higher, and this enables Steffi to get to them.
Yes, the ball doesn't glide away on this stuff as it does on Wimbledon grass. But one or two, as you say, one or two of the volleys have been rather insecure, haven't they? Not really thoroughly punched away.
It's almost, I think, done as though she sees them at the last minute, but the reflex is excellent.
Close the gates, please, ushers.
And if they bound shorter, then Steffi would be forced to hit up more. But here on these courts, the ball pitches up a lot more.
So the world number one comes back to receive serve, leading 4-3 in the first set.
Seats at the end, please. Thank you. Quiet, please. Thank you. First service.
Very tight net here. You see how the ball bounced up from that net cord.
Love. 30 love.
Rather a good smash of a very good lob. Peter there, the father, watching Martina bring off a remarkable shot there, but it was just out. Sorry, just in rather.
Game, Navratilova. 4 off.
That was an incredible pass, Anne, that Martina made there when she was really up against it.
First service. Love.
Once again, Martina suffering because she didn't really get the length on the approach shot to the backhand.
Love. Oh. 30-15.
Oh, that's a wonderful smash. That's a wonderful smash off a really high and deep ball.
15.
And here it is. She hits a lovely raking forehand into the corner. Up it comes, very high and very deep. And a brilliant winner.
Game drop. Ball change. Drop leads 5-4.
Well, I see, and when you see a smash like that, and you have to play the next point, no wonder Martina missed what was a comparatively easy shoulder-high volley.
Yes, it was an incredible overhead, wasn't it, Dan? She got so much angle on it. Yeah. She completely fooled Martina with the direction, and it bounced inside the service line and was still running away. But Martina played a very good service game too, the previous game. She winning it to love. She too was getting her angles going, serving wide as she did at Wimbledon. A lot of slice, the ball swinging outside the court and opening it up for her volley. So both of them now really settling down to play some good stuff.
Well, they've been on court half an hour and the score 5-4 to Steffi Graff. And I have the feeling that Martina will have to serve really very well this game to hold, to stay in the set. Once or twice, and she seems to me to have been just a little bit jumpy on one or two shots, snatching at one or two.
Yes, it's hard to tell what's causing that. I possibly think that she's just a little bit late seeing the ball at the net. And Steffi's passing shots are hit very, very firmly and hard.
Quiet, please. Still in the end, please. Thank you. Love 15.
Rather loose forehand approach from Martina.
All.
And Steffi Graff reaching a rich reward here, running around the backhand. The backhand approach from Martina having no depth and really no pace.
All.
So 4-5, 30 all.
Navratilova.
Glimmer of a chance there for the younger player at 15-30.
Love. Love.
And the length and the pace of that forehand completely outclassing Martina there. Well, and I'm just thinking if Martina really doesn't get more length and more aggression on that backhand approach to the young player's backhand, then she will get past.
Well, there was a degree of arrogance, I thought, about that last game. Those 4 points, boom, boom, boom. And the backhand one to finish off with is a real killer. As you say, Martina seems a little bit on edge, not giving enough depth or angle to the approach shots or indeed the volleys, and Steffi Graff has a wonderful forehand, the best shot in the women's game at the moment. She disguises it so well. She hits it, the running away one, to the right, and then she hooks certain ones across down the line. And so well disguised, and Martina is having difficulty reading that forehand today in particular.
She does get round her backhand very quickly, doesn't she? She is a beautiful mover and a strong mover, Steffi.
Yes, indeed. She paid the price yesterday, Steffi, I thought, on the return of serve a couple of times. Laurie McNeil served aces on second serves, straight down the centre line to the left court. That aeroplane timed itself rather well, just before Martina serves at 5-6, first set.
Usher in the end, please hold them. Thank you.
So for the second time, Martina serving to stay in this first set.
Love 15.
Her third double fault. That's a great service.
40-15.
Her first ace, and a really blistering serve there.
Game Navratilova. Game guard 6-all. First set tiebreak. Graff to serve.
So to a tiebreak in the first set. And Steffi Graff, having started the set on serve,
Thank you.
She now starts the tiebreak with serve. That really is an awful shot. And I think Martina knows it too. Martina getting back here and she's just behind the service line when she hits the ball and knocks it away for a winner. 1-1. That's a great serve.
Navratilova.
One of her best services into the right court that time, Martina. And that's the first break of serve. Yes.
3-2, Navratilova.
Steffi Graff's second ace. Fabulous play.
Three all.
3-3, they change round. One more serve to come. Fabulous play there by Steffi Graff. Beautiful.
4-3, Navratilova.
Just out.
Yeah.
Once again, Martina has the advantage with the service break there, forcing her opponent there to play a half volley behind the serve. Oh, what a chance. Well, what a wonderful chance Martina had there. Yes, she knows she missed a real chance. 5-4. Great serve.
Navratilova.
So 2 set points for Martina. Good serve.
Navratilova, 7-6.
So a fine fighting set by Martina there, 45-minute set, and that last service was a real swinger right into the body of the opponent. And she's had to struggle, I think, all through that set. Hasn't really found her game, hasn't been allowed to find her real rhythm. But a fighting set that for Martina, Anne, I think.
I thought right at the end she really picked up. In the tie-break she more or less dictated it. She had several opportunities. I think Steffi was a little unlucky at 3-4. because she missed her first serve and someone from the crowd shouted, "Come on, Steffi," and I think that rather distracted her. There's nothing worse for a tennis player than to be lose one's concentration between first and second serve, and the second serve was weak and Martina made the most of it, and that for me was one of the turning points. Martina, I thought, served particularly well. She was predictable. It was going into Steffi's backhand when she really needed the point, but they were much nearer the line in that tiebreak than they have been for most of the rest of the match.
She managed to get a bit more heavy slice. I thought Martina managed to get a bit more heavy slice on the serve. That last service that was right into the body of Steffi was a real beauty.
Yes, it surprised Steffi too. Steffi was moving the wrong way. But she hasn't been around and won all these titles for nothing.
Quiet, please. Players are ready.
That's how you feel when you win the first set of a Grand Slam final.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Take a seat there, please. Fifteen love.
Well, that's the shot that Steffi Graff has been working on to get the topped backhand, but failing to really time it there.
Game, Navratilova, first game, second set.
And that's how it feels too to win the opening game of the second set, because Martina has certainly gone from strength to strength. The pace, she's picked it up. She wasn't wasting so much time between the points. She was really confident and ready to serve all the time. Steffi, I think, has a real problem on her hands now. Last year, she was reading the Navratilova serve better, stepping in and taking it earlier, thus forcing Martina to stretch for the volleys a little more. But today, rather as she did at Wimbledon, she's taking the serve later and giving her opponent a little bit more time. Just enough for the champion that Martina obviously is. Steffi, I'm sure not on the peak of her form. I feel that it's been a long year for her, a long uphill battle to take that number one spot, to overhaul the vast lead that Martina started off with after her excellent season last year. Now it's getting towards the end of the season. Steffi's getting a little tired. She looks to me a little run down. And she's going to find it very, very hard to pull herself together and fight her way back into this match. At a real disadvantage here in this second set, serving second all the way through. The crowd, however, getting behind her, helping to boost her along.
Love. All. 15-30.
Great service. Standing as though she were going to serve to the forehand, and the last moment change with wrist action, and Martina really caught heavy-footed there, and I think felt that it was possibly a fault. So on this very, very fine cross-court pass there, taken fairly early, gives a break point. Well, that could be significant, I think, breaking the serve as early as that in the second game, the second set.
Bye, thank you.
Two love, 30 love, second set. That's a great return. It's an earlier ball return, standing on the service line with that blocked reply.
All. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't call out during the point. Courtesy to the players. Thank you.
Very strong appeal from the chair. Tom Cook from Florida. And the lights at their strongest and best now. Yes, that's a good one.
Cheers.
And what a difference it makes when you take the ball early on the rise like that. Steffi didn't retreat, and she got her top backhand going rather well then, and the ball just dipped in. Deuce. A very long bleep, that, from the machine that judges the service line.
Advantage drop.
Double fault number 4. break point. Martina would be rather pleased with that wrong footing volley, right out of the middle of the racket, that one.
Advantage, Navratilova.
Noise is off, worrying the this great player. Well, that's a marvellous shot again. So for the second time, break point. Really, this is the game that one feels Steffi Graff must hold. She must break back here as soon as possible, I think.
Advantage, Navratilova.
And this really is very strong play. Martina at her very best. Wonderfully agile and beautiful racket control of that backhand volley. Advantage server. Oh! See how tight this net is? The ball hopping right over the racket.
Quiet, please. Quiet, thank you. Advantage, Navratilova.
Just out.
Game Navratilova to lead 3-1.
And I think that Martina had to work really, really hard for that game. She was 2-love up, 30-love up, seemed to be coasting home. And suddenly, Steffi Graff rediscovered those block returns, and my, she did play some beauties. But Martina used all her tactical experience to survive in that game. Deuce, the point before the end, she switched suddenly to Steffi Graff's forehand, which surprised Steffi and got an error. But by and large, towards the end of that game, she really won on her punishing volleys, did Martina. Steffi certainly picked up her game, looked threatening, but Martina was equal to the challenge. Steffi Graff is a real fighter. And when all looked lost in that game, she battled her way back into it. But having finally lost it, one wonders what now is left, what strength is left, what resolve is left. Has she any belief that she can still win this match?
I'm finding myself, Anne, beginning to think of the Wimbledon score when Martina won 7-5, 6-3.
Yes, the key to that match was in the first set, and it would seem that this is similar.
Ball white, please. Thank you. Seats in the end, please. Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready. Quiet.
So a real test for Steffi Graff now. Love 3 in the second set, having lost the first 7-6.
Fifteen love. All.
Well played, well played. And when you see Steffi Graff play like that, from the service right up to the finishing volley, one wonders perhaps why she doesn't try volleying just a little more.
Quiet, please. Ah! 40-30.
Just out.
Navratilova leads 3-1.
Well, there's a case of the net cord ball robbing the player of the point. I think virtually, if it hadn't hit the net, that was a winning pass. Three-1.
All.
Fifth double fault. Martina going for a very strong second serve there and losing control of it. Play. And such a sharp backhand, that, taking the ball as it was rising. A stabbed slice backhand, but how effective.
And there's Renee Richards, Martina's coach. She came to Wimbledon and also here to the US Open, but not in between to the matches there.
Oh, what a glorious stroke. Well, you won't see a sweeter half volley than that. That was a truly lovely stroke. Backhand drop half volley, one of the most difficult strokes in the game. It makes the score 30-all. Well played, well played. And there's a rather nice touch here as Steffi makes the winning pass. Martina actually just patted her racket, applauding the rally and the final stroke of her opponent. Rather nice gesture, that, Jules.
Advantage, Navratilova. Game, Navratilova. She leads 4-1.
Well, and I must say Martina looks pretty good now, doesn't she?
Yes, she's really sharp. Steffi again picked up her game, but and is stretching Martina. You can hear the strain in the grunts that Martina gives as she lunges for those volleys. But she seems to have the last word on the really vital points, just that last little bit of finishing touch, particularly on the volley. That last little bit of angle which makes the difference between winning the point and not.
I think when you see a player at this stage of a match playing such a delicate shot as that half volley, rather gilding the lily, one begins to feel, well, brimful of confidence.
Yes, and it makes the opponent despondent too.
Yes.
I feel that Steffi, hard as she's trying, hard as she's making that big effort to concentrate, she would dearly love, obviously, to win this match. But when your opponent pulls off shots like that, you really do begin to despair. What can you do to beat them? But she's tried everything. She's tried the passing shots. She's tried going in. She still needs to be that little bit more venturesome to the net, I feel, and then she will be the complete player.
Yes, I think once or twice with that raking forehand into the corners, I think she might have gone in a little more, because she's a much better volleyer now than she was.
Yeah, she just lacks that little bit of confidence on the volley.
Players are ready. Thank you.
So 1-4 in the second set, having lost the first, 7-6.
Love 15. Love 30. Quiet, please.
So great forehand, cross-court pass that.
Game, Navratilova. She leads 5-1. Keep your seats, please. Seats, please. Quiet, please. Quiet, thank you.
Serving for the title.
Love 15. Love 30. No. 15-30. All.
Fine service. Once again, the extra slice creating trouble for the receiver. Great serve. And so it's championship point.
Right, please.
Well played. Martina, I think, surprised a little by the courageous cross-court pass, taking the ball so early. Deuce. So for the second time, championship point. Beautiful shot. The linesman putting his hands down, palms to the ground, indicating the ball was in. Deuce.
Advantage, Navratilova.
So the third time, championship point.
Quiet, please. Quiet, thank you.
It's out. That's it.
Navratilova. She wins 2 sets to love. 7-6, 6-1.
So a very experienced display there by Martina Navratilova as she goes to her coach, Rennie Richards, and her various friends. A magnificent performance in 1 hour and 17 minutes. 7-6, 6-1, the tie-break 7-4. I think one can say there today that was a champion's display because she was up against it in the first set, having to work really hard. And for Steffi Graff, remember that she won the French Championship, so she has one Grand Slam under her belt. So a display, I think, that will certainly have proved to Martina that she still needn't retire yet, as many people think she might do. Remember that this is only the second tournament that she's won this year. Wimbledon was the first, and people were beginning to wonder. But here again, she's shown that when it really matters, she can do it. Brilliant display, and I think.
Yes, indeed, Dan, and obviously getting a little older, the big ones mean more. But she's after now more and more titles. That makes her 17th Grand Slam, and she'll be absolutely delighted with it.